Hey y'all, this is Pastor. Have you seen this? And I always butcher the name, so I hopefully got it right this time. But man, we are so excited to hear from you. And you guys just send us content. And one of the pastors here at Allen Creek Community Church, we will answer it from a Christian pastor perspective. But just so you know, we're here in Marysville, Washington. We're not any big deal, but we do have some perspective for you guys, and you'll send us stuff and we'll comment on it. Sometimes it's about people pooping their pants. Sometimes it's about hot topic issues. So we never know what we're going to get. But if you would like to send us something, send it to social@ac3.org, and we would love to see what you can send us. But here I go, diving into content I've never seen before.
Clementine. She was 5 months along when she was aborted. My daughter was healthy. I begged her mother not to go through with the abortion. She was confused and she regrets it now. My daughter was 5 months and she was ripped apart. My daughter doesn't get a funeral. This has been a month and 3 days. I have her sonogram picture the first time I heard her heartbeat, and I bring this up to people and I say, well, she had a heartbeat. Wasn't she a person? And I'm being told she's a fetus, which, by the way, everybody, that's Latin for offspring. So I don't know why we're speaking Latin. I speak English. I'm told by my friends, I'm crying over somebody I never met before. Why isn't my daughter human enough for people to care? Why isn't my daughter woman enough for her to have a body and for her to have a choice? My daughter was going to be beautiful. As a father, I'm just supposed to forget. I'm just supposed to move on. I don't know who did this to my daughter. I wish I could ask him, was my daughter beautiful? My daughter matters. She is loved, and I hope that everybody can keep her memory alive too. Thank you.
Well, just asking a Christian perspective on that is yes, there's pain and there's hurt and a heartbeat and the idea that when does human life begin? And my wife's actually pregnant right now, and we found out, and we didn't even get to do like the first ultrasound thing until she was about 9 weeks, and I heard the heartbeat at 9 weeks, and so it's just like this crazy thing that happens. And I really feel for him. I also had a girlfriend at one point who had an abortion, and similar to what his significant other was going through is what she went through. She had to have nightmares over and over again. And so one of the things that I think is interesting is that we as Christians think that all life has value. There's not a single human in the world that doesn't have value. And I think it's interesting. He talks about how fetus is Latin and it just means offspring. And I think that's an interesting take, that we would go that route and just understanding that. But yeah, I feel for him if people are telling him that, well, you never knew her or you never got to see her. It's like, dude, like that's awful to hear from somebody. Like if you've ever been in the situation where you have been a part of a pregnancy, even on the father's side, you still have a connection there. It's not like it's just gone. It's not like we don't have some sort of emotional connection to that baby. It's still there. And it's hard when it's this whole, it's my body, my choice. And then it's also this conversation of, well, what about the father's opportunity to talk into this in this experience? And trust me, I watched my wife give birth to our child, and I know how painful that is. I understand how hard that is for a mom to go through. But if the dad wants to walk alongside her and wants to support her and is all about helping the process, I don't understand why you wouldn't consider it, and why you wouldn't consider this dad who now has to mourn the life of a child often. And so from a Christian perspective, guys, we just value human life, and we believe that human life it happens way earlier than everyone thinks it does. And there's a heartbeat way earlier than everyone thinks it does, and all of these things are happening. My wife's 10 weeks, and this baby's already growing arms. So I'm just amazed about that. So my perspective is I feel for him. I feel for his significant other that went through that. And I pray for them and hope that they can get help. And I don't know how you could watch that and not have compassion for him. And if there's a different perspective I'm not seeing, please let me know. But I feel for him for sure. I feel for him. Specifically that individual. I'm not referring to all individuals, but that individual obviously cared deeply about um, his offspring and cared deeply about making sure that they had a wonderful life and all of those things. So anyway, if you have any more content to send us, we would love to comment on it. Again, send it over, and one of the pastors will take a look. Thank you.